How do we define reality? Well, many people will start to explain existence as a journey experience to get on top of a mountain, or maybe existence is a journey across the ocean. Philosopher Plato, one of history's most famous thinkers, described life as being chained up in a cave while forced to watch shadows along a cave wall. This analogy is something that is depicted in The Allegory of the Cave, which is found in Book 7, titled The Republic. In The Republic, he describes an ideal society by examining concepts like truth and justice. In Plato's allegory, a group of prisoners are chained to a stone wall and have been confined to this cave since birth. With no knowledge of the outside world, they are chained facing a wall which does not allow them to turn their heads. They are forced to watch the shadows on the wall in front of them, which are created by the people who pass behind them. As they watch, the shadows are classified by the prisoners as they pass by, thus believing they're perceiving actual structures. When one of the prisoners is freed, however, he is allowed outside for the first time, where the sunlight is said to hurt his eyes. He is then told that the things around him are real and the shadows are only reflections. He does not believe it until he looks at the many things around him. When he returns to the cave to share his experience with the other prisoners, he can no longer see the shadows on the wall, and he is deemed as blind by the prisoners who remained in the cave. This passage represents an analogy of what Plato feels it is like to be a philosopher who tries to educate the public. He says most people are comfortable being ignorant, but are then hostile to those who point it out. We see this in the death of philosopher Socrates, who was sentenced to death for disrupting the social order of Athens. This concept is an interesting one, because it is one that is represented in modern movies, such as 1999's movie The Matrix, which stars the famous Carrie Ann Moss and the beloved Keanu Reeves. The Matrix is about character Neo, who discovers the shocking truth that the life he knows is merely a simulation. Neo is then met by character Morpheus, who has shown him the truth surrounding his life. Here he explains that humans remain plugged in, which means a person's physical body stays asleep while their minds are in a dream state. Here we find that people depicted in the movie remain chained and have been confined to one area since birth, similar to the allegory. Plato describes the journey from ignorance to enlightenment, which is similar to Neo's character, going from not knowing the truth of life to knowing that reality was physically created. The Matrix deals with important questions like the nature of reality and how it can be defined, similar to the allegory of the cave. Another important element that the film showcases is the journey Neo goes on in order for him to find a way out of the Matrix. He finds himself constantly having to fight the programmers that are built to keep people asleep, in order for him to remain awake and knowing the truth. This represents the overcoming of individuals who try to keep us from understanding reality, something that Plato emphasizes in the allegory. The takeaway from Plato's allegory is knowing that those who seek the truth, like character Neo, would understand a greater truth about their own existence.